Hey, and welcome back to the VideoPlasty Explainer Academy. In this new section, we are going to talk about the actual production of the video. This is where all the magic happens. And there are going to be two parts for this. The first part is going to be the voiceover, which is really important. And unfortunately, a lot of people neglect the voiceover when it comes to videos. They think it's not really that important, but it just ends up lowering the overall quality of their video and turning a lot of people away. And it's super easy to fix and have a really high quality voiceover. And there are going to be two options. There are two options that you can choose when it comes to creating a voiceover. And obviously the first one is to record the voiceover yourself. And you might want to do this for a couple of reasons, maybe just for fun, for example. But it's actually quite important. If you're the face of the brand, for example, and people expect to hear from you, then yes, it's a really good idea to record the voiceover. But for example, if you're doing videos for other people, or you don't have a good microphone, or for whatever reason, it's a good idea to just hire a professional voice actor to do the voiceover for you. And we're going to look at options, where you can do that, what sort of prices you're looking at, and what sort of things you need to look at when you hire someone, and how you need to give them a detailed brief, and all sorts of cool stuff. We're going to cover all of that. So after we have a voiceover, the next part we are going to do is producing the actual video. And most explainer videos are video animations, and yeah, pretty much all animation studios out there use something called Adobe After Effects for their videos, but that's super complicated and takes hundreds of hours to master those skills, and that's not something we have, and I don't recommend you do that unless you want to go super professionally. But what I'm going to show you is actually a much easier way to do those animations yourself, and it's beginner friendly. You don't need any experience, you only need really basic video editing skills. So in this section, we are going to look at several different ways in which you can do this. For the animation, we are going to look specifically at some video editing software or at some presentation software. And I don't recommend you watch all those videos, maybe one from each section, because I'm going to cover and add tutorials for a wide variety of different softwares. You can achieve very similar results with each one, but I just want to cover a lot of ground depending on what software people already have, or what kind of software they're looking to invest into, or maybe free options. So for video editing software, if you want to go super professionally, I recommend you get the Adobe Premiere Pro, which indeed is a bit more complex to use, and there's going to be a bit of a learning curve. I understand that. It's not too complicated, but it's also a bit expensive, like on the high-end side of things, because it's a monthly subscription of like I think $50 per month for like the entire Adobe suite, which includes Photoshop, Illustrator, Premiere Pro, and all that good stuff. Maybe if you're looking for something else that's that's like a one-time payment, and it's a bit easier to use, I recommend you get Camtasia. I'm not exactly sure, but I think it's around maybe $200 to $300 as a one-time payment, and it's super user-friendly to make videos. And it also has like a lot of other cool capabilities, such as recording your screen. Or maybe you don't want to invest any money at all. There's also a really amazing piece of software that I recommend. I'm super happy that I found it, and it's called HitFilm Express. It's amazing. I'm going to provide the links to all of them. There are going to be other options as well that we are going to look at, depending on, maybe you already have stuff like iMovie on your MacBook, or Final Cut Pro, Filmora, and other options as well. But maybe you don't want to go into video editing software because it is a bit complicated, and there's a different option that we are going to look at, and you can achieve very similar results with just a presentation software. So in this category, we are going to look at things like PowerPoint, for example, or Keynote, which probably most of you already have. If you have a MacBook, of course, it comes with Keynote installed. And most people that have a Windows computer, they usually use Microsoft Office. So you most likely have one of those installed and you already used it. So you probably know how to make it like a PowerPoint presentation. So it's going to be much easier. Also, if for some reason you don't have any of those, you can also use Google Slides. So we are going to look at that as well. Another way to do the actual video is to do a screen capture. And this is like the easiest way. You just capture the screen and you like do like a demo video of your app or stuff like that. You've probably seen those around the web. I'm not a big fan of those. I only like to do screen capture videos if we're talking about if you're making like a tutorial video of showing people how to use something. But I don't recommend you do this as a explainer video because it's just I don't know, it's just a bit amateur and lazy, to be honest. Also, the other option, which is way more complicated and we're not going to cover at all, is to do a live action video. And this is when you actually take like a real camera or use your phone, but I suggest you do a real camera instead. And you shoot like a video, like a commercial. You shoot it at your office, maybe in a store or whatever your business is. But this is way more complex, and you know, you can also do this if you're interested in, but we're not going to cover how to shoot live action video in this course. All right, so this is the introduction for the production part. Let's get straight to it.